I'm 30 years old and I've lived in Indiana my entire life. There, I said it. I said it. All right. But you know what's older than me in Indiana? Besides all the buildings and people and everything else. I'm talking about our state logo. Okay, technically it's our state flag, but plenty of other people use it as a logo, so I'm counting it as our state logo. We also have this little logo, which obviously is newer and is used on all of our government websites, but it's still super boring. So instead, let's make a new logo for my home state. Welcome to the bright side. So currently this is our state flag, but everyone tends to use it as a logo. I believe this thing was designed back in 1917. So fair enough to say that it is way past its deadline. And let's just move it out of the way because we're going to make a completely new logo, one that is way better for our state. So upon looking at other states and cities' logos, they kind of have like a new shape going on to them. Why is this box white? It disappears on the background. Let's make it black. Hello, there we go. It's kind of like an archway type of deal. Boom, there we go. Also, I noticed in my last design video, I say boom a lot whenever I design. Like it's an accomplishment in a video game. Wonder where that came from? I have no idea. But okay, so we're going to try to utilize this new shape as like, I guess you can call it an arch. Let's go ahead and duplicate it and make a smaller one inside of it. Kind of like this, but I moved the bottom up because I wanted to add some text down here. And this arch is a little too thick for my liking. I'm a fan of thick arches. Don't get me wrong. So I found this font. It's called Sergio Trendy. Ah, perfect. We're going for a trendy logo. Might as well get a trendy ass font. So let's duplicate it and create an outline and plop it down here, move it to the front. There we go. Indie. I kind of want it to span the whole width. So let me adjust the spacing here so it looks much better. Here we go. This looks pretty cool. If you don't know the word indie, it's technically short for Indianapolis, but people use it in conjunction with Indiana all the time. So Indy, Indiana, Indianapolis, it's all the same, right? So the way I have this set, this kind of looks like an arched window. So I kind of want to focus more on like farms that like Indiana is more famous for. Of course, we have like Indy 500 and of course basketball, but I feel like farmers don't get enough love nowadays. So I kind of want to focus this logo, even though it is trendy, I want it to still represent one of the backbones of Indiana itself, which are the farmers. So in here, what we can do is draw another box to act as like the foreground. Let's go ahead, I don't know, make this green for now, just so we know that it's a separate element. And then kind of remaking our arch. I kind of want to make a big sun. Maybe not too big. I don't know yet. So let's make the foreground in front of the sun, make the sun an actual sun color. And then this foreground, of course, we're going to make it look like farmland with different rows and stuff. I want to keep it a minimal and simplistic design, something that can be used on anything from t-shirts to a website icon, anything that you can recognize it if it's super, super small, or printed large on a t-shirt or something. So I have these columns here that I kind of want to make it look like you're looking down a field at the different rows. So in order to do that, I'm going to make every other one color. Let's just say that color right now. Let's group them. And then the other ones, let's make it a darker green. I don't want to go into puke green territory. Is that too limey? Yes, it is. So with these vertical, really this looks pretty boring. So I'm just going to take the whole thing and just rotate it just a little bit to create a sense of motion almost. And then what we can do is grab this and make a clipping path. So with that, yes, Indiana is flat, but I mean, a lot of Indiana is still hilly and this is still pretty boring. So let's bring that way down, almost like that. Then with our pen tool, let's add a point right in the middle and then grab our anchor tool and we can create a little hilly, wavy motion going on there. Yeah, I like that a lot. What happens if we reflect this whole thing? So it's kind of, the motion is going the opposite way of the wave. Nah, I'm sticking with that one. So we have this logo. I think you can tell that it is a field that you're looking at, but I want to see what happens if we attempt to add some crops to it. So I'm going to start with drawing a line. So drawing a circle, doing away with the top half and bringing the point up a little bit So we have a teardrop. There we go. Now we got some more curves in that shape. So what I'm kind of going for is making a little piece of wheat. A lot of people don't realize that Indiana also grows a lot of wheat. Yes, we grow a lot of corn, but we also grow other things like corn, wheat, beans, corn, beans. But anyway, here's our stalk of wheat. Are they called stalks? I don't really know. Here's our piece of wheat, whatever it is. As you can see, I rounded off the edges here of the stalk itself, and then just kind of staggered the teardrop-ish shapes and adjusting the size and angle that they are all the way down and up the other side. So let's see if we can marry these two ideas together and if it looks good or not. I want to give this more of like a golden hue to it. So I think this placement looks good, but I want to cut this bottom section off. And there we go. I also changed the color of Indy because the white, in my opinion, was too powerful. I kind of want to see side by side what it looks like without the wheat in it. Okay, yeah, in my opinion, the wheat kind of makes it a little too busy. I kind of like the one on the right, but let me know down below which one you like more. So now we have our super trendy logo. I'm going to go with this one for now, but let's be real. Most people in Indiana are not very trendy, not really with the times. So instead, let's make a more timeless style logo to kind of appease everyone in the state together. So to do that, what I'm kind of thinking of is more of like a stamp logo. A lot of barber shops and kind of old school shops in general have this style logo, which I really tend to like, and it's more neutral, so it should appeal to more people, right? Theoretically. So we have some double rings as our foundation. So now let's find some fun and classy fonts that we can use inside this logo. I found this one that I really like. It's called Amontilladios. Adios Amonti. I probably butchered that. I'm so sorry. But anyways, this is the font that I decided to go with. So let's create outlines to turn the font into an actual shape that we can mend to our purposes. What I like using with circle logos is the arc warp option, changing that to a positive bend. You don't want to do too much, otherwise it starts to look a little crazy. And then we'll expand appearance to make sure that that bend stays stationary within our font. There, that's kind of looking super clean. But I also want spacing between the letters and the circle itself. We'll change the appearance of it. I kind of like that light blue. That's a good default color. Then make a stroke for it, round off the stroke so we don't have any sharp, jagged, pointy edges. Move it behind the fill. Increase the stroke amount, probably 30 on that. Maybe good, maybe 40. What do we think about 40? Yeah, I kind of like 40 on this. If you know, you know, but if you don't know, Indiana has actually an official motto that we use, and it's called Crossroads of America. Don't ask me why or how. I have no idea, but for some reason, Indiana is also known as the Crossroads of America. So in this circle logo, a good way to fill this bottom space is probably add the motto. So let's find a different font that we like for that and slap it in there. I found this font, which is called This Cafe, which I think would fit perfectly within that space, but I don't think I like the drop shadow style of this. So instead, to fix that while still using the same font, we'll go ahead and create outlines again, and using the shape builder tool, we'll actually fill in all of the letters separate. So here we have all the letters filled in. So I'll go ahead, double click, select the same fill color to select all the white. And there we go. Got rid of all that. This logo, I think I'm going to keep it one color too. So let's make it the same color and see if we can fill it in this space. There we go. I think this fits super nicely within the bottom section of this logo. But now we have an empty spot up top here. So what I think we can do is actually take this wheat that we aren't really loving with the first trendy logo and possibly curve it inside of here to fill in that space. So let's plop it in here and turn it a little more and shrink it way down. See how much of this space we can take up with it. There we go. I really like the look of this. It's still that timeless stamp style logo, but also it tells you exactly what it is, what state it's for, and a little bit about that state with that little wheat plant right there. So let's compare the two. And here we go, our final two logos. As you can see on the right side, I took a screenshot of the Indiana state website and added the logos into it as part of the header so we can actually see how it feels and vibes with the rest of the website. My opinion is I really like the top one for possibly like downtown Indianapolis or a place that's just more trendy in general. I feel like somewhere downtown this logo would really pop and vibe with everyone else. And the bottom logo I feel kind of covers all of Indiana in one. As far as the simplicity and the directiveness of it, I feel like that reflects Indiana as a whole. So let me know down in the comments if you like either one of them. Which one do you like? Did I absolutely kill it, or did they kill me? Also, let me know what type of designs you'd like me to make next. Maybe do some redesigns of some very bad logos, or maybe redesigns and critiques of your logos. If so, you can reach out and send them to me and I'll take a look at them. But alright guys, thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and until next time, deuces everybody.